This week in United States Division South, Joint Forces clean house in a troubled area, troops train on a different kind of threat, and Joes rock the pros in cyberspace. Those stories coming up, but first, many see Iraq's southern region as the economic engine of the country. It will play a key role in Iraq's stability as U.S. forces draw down. Gail McCabe spoke with U.S. Division South's top soldier for an update on an area holding some of Iraq's greatest potential.
This is where some of the agricultural basin is. This is where the oil basin is. This is where the rivers flow, and this is the outlet to the northern Arabian Gulf. It comes out of this area as well.
You're undertaking this very delicate balance in Iraq, responsible drawdown, at the same time trying to make sure that the land is secure so it can develop stabilities. How much are the Iraqis participating?
We have a very, very capable Iraq security force, especially the Iraqi army. That's part of the balance that occurs. We see the Iraqis actively engaged in trying to create the dialogue that's necessary for good government. And whether it's provincial councils now being provided with the resources from a central budget, but struggling to decide how to spend it, or whether it's trying to prioritize what project is the most important one to do in an area when thousands of projects are required. A recognition that the United States is leaving.
Have they accepted that the United States is leaving?
I think it's a mixed view. I think that there's a recognition that we are indeed drawing down. They're not sure what the future is going to be. Some are delighted because it's been their political rhetoric. Others are being realistic and realizing that a very strong supporter and a very strong friend is about to be reduced in number.
What the U.S. forces are looking to bring to Iraq, do the Iraqis want this?
I think they do, but it changes. There are different competing political interests. There are different perspectives of what a successful future would look like, as in any country. And the mechanisms by which those differing views are reconciled, the mechanisms aren't mature yet. The good news is the way the election came out, there is no single bloc that can dominate. And while that will be difficult in policy making and decision making at the national level, it will also require in nearly every case some sort of discussion, dialogue, and maybe even compromise to get anywhere.
Iraq's parliament met for the first time since the elections last week. Iraqi and U.S. forces swept through Al-Tanuma for Operation Carpet Ride. The mission combined air, water, and land support. Intelligence officials on the ground questioned locals about enemies in the area, while Iraqi troops provided security. Al-Tanuma is a suburb just east of Basra and has been one of the city's more dangerous neighborhoods.
Lately, around this area, there has been some noise, ID attacks. Not a whole lot, but still, it is a little bit more problematic area than other parts of Basra.
The mission was the first in the area, and Iraqi and U.S. troops will continue patrols to maintain safety for locals. The foam flew on COB Basra as some soldiers took part in an unusual class. Sergeant Nick Morales tells us about training that can help in a different type of attack.
These soldiers aren't practicing putting out a blaze. They're learning how to decontaminate a building after it's been hit with a chemical agent. This foam destroys the agent and makes the structure safe to inhabit. Part of the decom process involves clearing the route to the attack by spraying the roads so vehicles can use it without getting contaminated. Mr. Michael Ray Miller is a field service rep for U.S. Forces Iraq and instructs the two-day course.
Today when we came out, they put those procedures and instructions I had given them into very good use. They done a very good job. Equipment was started correctly, the decon spray patterns were used correctly, and the equipment.
Troops never faced a chemical threat during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Still, Miller says the training has use beyond the combat zone, and these soldiers now have the skills to react in case those skills are ever needed. Sergeant Nick Morales, COB Basra.
Nearly 50 soldiers piled into the Basra USO to battle a beauty queen and a couple of giants 8,000 miles away. The troops took on Miss USA and 4 New York Giants football players and Guitar Hero. The USO arranged the match via Xbox Live.
It was pretty cool. I think it was thoughtful that they actually took time out of their schedules to come out and just kind of hang with us, even though they weren't here physically. It was a good experience.
The USO also set up a video chat through the web so players could talk during the game. Officials plan to host another event in the future. And that's this week's Danger Edition. For the 1st Infantry Division, I'm Specialist Jenna Lindauer.